Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name's Drew. This is Just a Guy Linux, and this is going to be my second video on Sway. Unfortunately, it's been more than 2 weeks since my first video, so any interest is probably gone at this point. And I apologize. It's just one of those things. I just kind of didn't do it. So let's get back to it. If this is the first time coming to the channel and maybe you haven't seen the other Sway video, then you may want to revisit the installation on Debian testing. So if I hit Super Enter right now and I hit Shift Control Plus, I can blow up this foot terminal and you can see that it is Debian 12 or Bookworm. This is still in the testing stage. I think we're in a freeze right now. And the window manager is Sway. Okay? Now, as part of Sway's default configuration, if you use the Super D key, it pops up a menu. We're going to call it W menu for Wayland. Very similar to D menu. And if I want to go to Thunar, for example, I can. And if I go to the config, you'll see that there is no directory for Sway. So let's go ahead and create one right here just by going Sway. And let's go ahead and close that, which is Super Shift Q. Okay. All right, let's keep going and let's make this slightly bigger. Okay. And it might be as big as it can. Anyway, let's go with this. I'm going to go into the .config and then the Sway directory. All right, let's clear the screen. And now I'm going to go say micro and then config. Okay, now micro is installed. It's the text editor that I use, not Vim or NeoVim. I use micro, and we're going to go with that. Okay, so let's start off with a configuration that defines the super key. So it's using super key, and let's call this set and then the $mod and then mod 4. Okay, so using the super key. All right. Now let's keep going. I want to set the terminal. Let's go ahead and define that. Set terminal and menu. Okay. The terminal, let's go ahead and just say set term. Oh, I'll go back in a second. So I'm going to set the term as a variable. And then we're going to say the term is Tilix. Okay. And we're going to set the menu as that D menu path, and we're going to use the pipe and say W menu, and then space, and then pipe, and xargs, Sway, message, exec, and then space dash dash. Okay. Now let's keep going. So let's also create some shortcuts. Since we're right here, I'm going to say shortcuts. And so basically these are key bindings, okay? And we're going to say that it's bind sim. And we're going to use the $mod, because this is what this is. $mod is mod 4. So $mod. And then we're going to use the plus return, and we're going to execute that $term. Okay. Now we're going to keep going with the menu since we're right here. Bind sim, and then and I'm going to change this. Right now it's super D, so you can see super D, and hit cancel. I'm going to say mod and then space space, or for the space bar, and then we're going to exec the menu. Okay. Now, while we're doing this, let's go ahead and put two more things in, just for now. Okay. And I'm going to say bind sim, and then say $mod. And we're going to, this is my particular, I like to use Thunar. So I want a quick shortcut to Thunar. So I'm going to say F for file manager. Okay, exec Thunar. And let's get an editor that's not, that's not micro. Let's just use a graphic editor. And I have the new LeafPad installed, so I'm going to say editor for mod E is for editor and exec, and the LeafPad thing that I have is L3 AFPAD. Okay. Now, that's enough for shortcuts, but I want to make a few changes too, because currently, I'm going to go ahead and open up a new terminal by hitting Super Enter. I have to hit Super Shift Q to close the terminal, to close the window, I should say. So what I want to do is change that shortcut. And let's go ahead, I'll just go ahead and come up here and add this, and let's add a couple things. Let's say Windows and sway, and let's just call it that. And I'm going to say bind sim, and then the $mod again, and then plus Q, and we're going to go kill, which is going to be the new close. Let's also I want to change the reload, because right now I think the reload is mod shift C for reload. And so if I say mod, or is it mod shift, what is it? I forget. Mod shift R? Nope, mod shift C. Oh yeah, that must have been it. Mod shift C. All right, that's probably, let's just leave that. I'll just say leave that. Bind sim. I probably would use R. But I don't want to use R because, okay, so the reason, well, just let's leave it the way it is. Okay, let's just say mod shift, mod plus shift, and then plus C, and we're going to reload. Now you can change this again, mod bind sim, and then mod shift plus E, and we're going to exit. Okay? All right. Okay, while I'm thinking about this, let me go down here and say bind sim, let's use the mod plus B for browser and execute exec Firefox. All right. Now, let's go ahead and I'm going to come up here and add a couple lines, and we're going to work on changing focus. Let's say, move focus. I should say move focus. Okay. And it's going to be and I use an actual full-size keyboard for my PC. So this might, again, you might want to change, and I don't use a laptop very often. If I do use a laptop, it's generally with a desktop environment. Currently I'm using Budgie for my one laptop that I have. So I'm going to say bind sim, and then mod, and I'm going to use the directional arrow keys, so left, and then I'm going to say focus left. Okay. Now, if you haven't used micro, you can use something. Use the shortcut key Alt G, and it gives you kind of a you could say cut line, so it's Control K, or duplicate line, Control D. Okay. So what I want to do is I'm going to hit Alt G to take that off, and then say Control D, Control D, and Control D. And let's go up here to left and say right. And we're going to take that and say right. And we're going to complete the thought by changing this to up and down. So again, the default for Sway is everything in columns, which I like. So I don't particularly use stack at all. I am in the big minority, and I recognize that, but I prefer a vertical column layout for my windows. Okay. And most of the time it's because I use a ultra wide screen display. Now this isn't ultra wide. This is just a regular 1920 by 1080 monitor. So I'm going to also add move windows, and let's say bind sim and then mod. And we're going to say shift and then left. And we're going to move left. So this is very simple. So I'm going to hit Control D, Control D, Control D. And we're going to do exactly the same thing that we did before, which is right, and again, just for completeness, we're going to do up and down, and one more. Okay. So let's see if this works. Now, if I reload, well, first of all, I got to save. So let me go ahead and get Control S for save config. And if I restart i3, I knew I was going to do that. If I restart Sway, and I have no reference to any of the windows, and I have or workspaces. Sorry, I should have said just workspaces, because I think it's going to take away the top bar completely, because there is no way to get to that. So I haven't defined it yet, but I don't know that I need it right this sec. Okay, so let's go ahead and Super Shift C. Okay, so it's gone. Everything did work, right? So we know that also if I hit Super Enter, and there is Tilix instead of the foot terminal. Okay, and in a absolutely horrible white blinding color. So for right now, let's go ahead and color, and let's just use this for now. And where's the appearance? Global, nope. Default, I thought default. Let me go ahead and say super. Let me just see, because this is something I'm used to. So I'm going to go Super Shift 2. Oh no, because it's not there. There's no way to define it. All right, so if I hit, I'm going to go ahead and actually use Super Q. And so only the preference. Super Q worked, by the way, as far as closing. General, oh, right here, custom font. There we go. And say sauce. Regular, and I'm going to take this one, and let's go with 15, just so we get a decent size. And let's go ahead and close that. And now if I hit Super Enter, yeah, I want one more thing. As far as appearance is concerned, let me go ahead and close this. I want the hide And I think I don't want scrolling. Here we go. Show scroll bar. I'm going to take that off. And I think that's good for now. Control Q. And so I can hit Control Q. Oh, I've got no wallpaper defined either. So let's take care of that right now. I'm going to hit Super Enter. Okay. And let's go to Config, Sway, and let's say edit the config file. All right. And I think, let me go ahead and hit Super F for my Thunar. And I think I picked 2 pictures here. So let's see if we can say pink landscape and use, or no, let's use this Gruvbox Debian.png. So let's close that. And so in order to do the wallpaper, let's just add it down here and say wallpaper, and its output star background, and then I think I can just use that and say pictures. Maybe I should have remembered. Is it Gruvbox Debian PNG, and then fill. And let me go ahead and Control S, and I'm going to hit Super Shift C, and let's go ahead and Super Q. Oh, yeah, it's fine. Oh, and there it is. Okay, sweet. So there you go. I'm going to go ahead and open up a terminal. Sorry, not a terminal. I'm going to go ahead and open up a browser. And I'm going to look for the Sway default config. That way I can just copy that particular section. So like right here, like this workspace section. Let's go ahead and just copy this. And that way we have it. And I don't have to change anything. So this is not something I would change anyway. So let's just copy this. I'm going to say copy, and then let's go to .config, Sway, and say edit the config file. And so we're going to go down here and add Control Shift V. I think that's all I need. And maybe we go ahead and let's go ahead and add the bar back. So all you need is this status bar. So let's take this and Control C and Control Shift V. And so I think that's all we need for now, right? So I'm going to go ahead and hit Control S for save, and Super Shift C. Super Shift C. Hello. Oh, there we go. And now we've got our bar back. So, and if I hit Super Space, did Super Space not work? Haha. What did I do wrong? Super Space. Set menu. Did I even add it? Super Space exec menu. Huh. All right, let's try a couple things then. So I'm I'm going to take away this, and let's just say D menu run. Just curious if that will work. And Control S, Control S. Yeah, Control S, Super Shift C. Now, oh, okay, and now Super Space will work. Okay, well that works. Let's go ahead and, since we installed Wofi, W-O-F-I, let's try to use that. So I'm going to say let's say Wofi, and then -I think for icons, and then let's not use icons yet, and let's see how it looks, because I don't know. Show, and then run. And so there's not going to be any type of like it's not going to look pretty, but let's just see if it works well. So I'm going to hit Control S to save, and now Super Shift C, and now if I hit Super Space Bar, okay. I mean, there's no like I said, there's no configuration to make it look prettier. So, but if I go to Thunar and type, it works fine. Okay, so if I want to add, let's go ahead and close this, and I go back over here, and I just add -I and save it and restart. And now if I hit Super Space, wouldn't it have shown icons? Maybe it's, it's D-Run, isn't it? Let me just go ahead, Control S, and then Super Shift C, and now, okay, there you go. Again, we're going to need a configuration file as well as a CSS file. So let's go ahead and just make sure everything works correctly. All right. So now if I just say Shift Focus, so I'm going to hit the Super key and then left and then right, I can change focus. And if I hit Super Shift left, Super Shift right, everything works fine. And then, so I have things, and I can change focus. Nice. Okay. As far as changing to a different workspace, so I'm going to go Super Shift 2, and now if I hit Super 2, yeah, everything works just as it should. So now I hit Super Q, and let's go back over to Super 1. You are looking at my first step into making Sway look reasonable for me. And I think that's probably going to be it for now, but I won't take 2 weeks to do another video. I'm going to start looking at, making the bar look more, and maybe the just the overall appearance of the of Sway look better than it currently does. Okay, thanks a lot, and I'll see you soon.